case you didn't know, we are Sweet Honey in the Rock. And we have a very special treat in this amazing remembrance of three women who have had an enormous impact not only on us as artists and singers, as women, as African Americans, as activists. We actually have an opportunity to play with our honey man up here tonight, so give them a hand. Stacey Wade on piano, Jamal Bell on drums, and Parker McAllister on bass. Give them a hand. We wanted to give these ladies a special little extra something. In addition to our voices, we wanted to bring the band in. We also want this to be not just a remembrance of the voice of the civil rights movement, the queen of the civil rights movement, the high priestess of soul in Mama Africa. We really want this to be a celebration, so when I say how y'all doing, what y'all gonna say? All right. We started our set off with music composed by Esai Maria Barnwell called Breaths. And it really talks about the ancestors. Those who have gone on are still really with us in nature, in the sounds of the water and the fire, the breath of the ancestors. And Natanji, would you speak a little bit about Sabamoya?
Sabamoya is by Miriam Makeba, and it's a traditional song from her Sangoma recording. It talks about the wind and how it can bring different kinds of energy of either bad spirits or good spirits. Sabamoya.
Whistling down the track, woo, you gotta hurry, 'cause you're gonna have a worry if you run out of time. Hurry to the station now, don't be late, make your way. Can you see Bambella coming down the track? Woo, you gotta hurry, 'cause you're gonna have a worry if you run out of time. Woo, shoo-boo, 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 yeah, shoo-boo, 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 shoo-boo. Where are we on the sea? When you come from me.
Sweet Honey and the Rock, a tribute live jazz at Lincoln Center. Inside of tonight's Radio GBE, the Global Black Experience and now the Global Beat Experience, where the message is in the music. Thanks for joining us tonight. As you know, we are in the midst of an emergency transmitter fund drive at your station, 99.5 FM WBAI. If you're just joining us this hour and you're completely kind of oblivious to what is going on, we are facing a major challenge. I know that many of you are probably familiar with the activities as they greeted us in terms of WBAI having to move from our previous location and that whole piece, and you kind of got that, in your consciousness. And yes, we were in an emergency situation then, but man, are we in one right now. We have a situation involving our transmitter in the Empire State Building that is such that it can endanger really essentially the future of WBAI, and hence we are in position on the air tonight actually attempting to make the transmitter rent. You know how that works when you have to make your rent, okay? It's man, I got to make the rent. I got to put the money together to make the rent, okay? Now, we could have a giant fish fry like we used to do back in the old days, you know what I'm saying? Ken is smiling, he's nodding his head, JD is laughing, right? So, yeah, I get it. But ultimately, no, maybe consider this to be a fish fry, okay? And so I'm handing you your fish right now, your fish dinner for your pledging your support. And in this case, it really is, if Frank gets in those numbers, right? It's $5, it's $10, it's $25, it's $100, it's $150. It's really essentially whatever you can afford. Let me give thanks and acknowledgement to several folks who have been calling in and pledging for us in relationship to this transmitter fund. I was saying before that we could continue to the end of the month, and really, as it turns out, we don't have to the end of the month. As Ken, our engineer and mixmaster, explained to us, this date is more like March 15th, which is the day after my birthday. That's how I can remember it's evicted and possibly off the air, forever, for at least for some time. So, subsequently, we need your support to make this happen. And let me just emphasize to you that the funds are coming in. It isn't, we had to raise really close to $200,000. I think it was $200,000. And actually, we are close. We're closing in on the numbers based on your support at 516-620-3602. Again, 516-620-3602. Now, online, because I know a lot of y'all do prefer the online fundraising, and sometimes I can forget that, so I have to slide up my Radio GBE grid and make sure that I can get that for you right. We know that it's, what is it, WBAI? Oh, Give To. That's right, Give To. But it's the number 2. Give To WBAI. That's the web designation in which you can actually offer your donations for the transmitter fund. Again, Give To WBAI.org. Again, Give To, the number 2, WBAI.org, and that will give you all of the information that you need to be able to help us in this state of emergency and to subsequently make your donation. And not only making your donation, but really kind of helping us on this issue of pitching and getting on the phone and talking to the people who are in your personal network and who you know also love WBAI, who support what we do here with Radio GBE here at WBAI, and to let them know that the station is in trouble and that we need your support. Again, 516-620-3602 is the number to call. That number will put you in touch with us. We're trying to give you just a bit of a flavor with International Working Women's Day as the backdrop, and certainly some of the dynamics of what Sweet Honey and the Rock are all about, to at least kind of give your ears a bit of a rest, from the fundraising, because we understand it can be a bit tiring, but it is simply in the moment what we have to do. I want to say to Bessie Jackson from the New York Association for the Study of Afro-American Life and History how much we appreciate you indulging us. We have technical problems, as you heard, in terms of getting our brother Herb Boyd on the air. We ultimately did, reaching back in the annals of black radio and holding the phone up to the microphone like Jockey Jack Gibson used to do back in the day. They didn't have cell phones, but this is a true story. Jockey Jack Gibson was one of the legendary black radio personalities. It was in Atlanta. Dr. King's Southern Christian Leadership Conference office was downstairs from the radio station. So when Dr. King had announcements to make, Jockey Jack Gibson would take the microphone on a long cord and just hang the microphone out of the window down to Dr. King, and he would make the announcements on the air, and then when he finished making the announcements, they'd, rewind the wires back up and continue with the broadcasting. So, as I say, we picked a page out of that book using cell phone technology this time, and we're able to get through it. But certainly, we do what it takes. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's all about. And y'all know how much I identify with the black radio legends. I'm happy to be considered one at this particular point in time. It's been a long time, but ultimately, certainly very pleased in this instance to have that particular tool to actually reach back in the arsenal for tonight to get Brother Herb on this evening with the kind of information that he provides each and every week in our broadcast here on Radio GBE, and the kind of information that you've become accustomed to getting at 99.5 FM WBAI. Let me first of all say my thanks to this caller from California, who I believe, if I'm not mistaken, did not want to be identified. Is that right, JD? Right, okay. So we had a California donation, and I just thank you so much for that donation of $25 from California. Is this the area or the person's name, JD? That's the area. Was that Folsom? Oh, yeah, from Folsom, California. I can say that. Folsom, California called in with a donation tonight of $25. We got a donation also from Ozone Park, New York. Errol, thank you so much for your donation tonight. Also in Hempstead, Billy, thank you for being with us this evening. I'm not saying last names deliberately because I wasn't sure if those of you who made those pledges wanted people to know. Billy, thank you for your pledge of $100 tonight to the WBAI Transmitter Fund. Also to Sister Hyacinth, who joined us tonight from Brooklyn. Hyacinth, thank you so much for your pledge of $50 to 516-620-3602. Again, 516-620-3602. Also to, it looks like, Linda, who joined us from Brooklyn tonight with a pledge of $50. Linda, you know that 50 is appreciated, my sister. I wish I had a fish dinner, or, maybe a veggie chicken dinner to give you or something, right? I don't, but I just want to tell you that, no, I'm giving it to you mentally, right? Taste it. Isn't that good? Thank you so much for your pledge tonight. And also, I want to say thanks. We got a donation for the Bronx. This is actually with no name, but this caller from the Bronx called in to pledge $100 to us this evening. Again, 516-620-3602 is the number to call for your pledges tonight. And we, again, more than appreciate them. Give to WBAI.org is how you can do it online. The 2 is the number 2. Give to the number 2, WBAI.org if you'd like to do it online tonight. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is money for our transmitter fund in a state of emergency for us, and we're asking you not only to help us with your particular pledges to make up for, obviously, the circumstances that we're in terms of raising these funds, and I'll explain that a bit more in just a moment, but ultimately reaching out to your own personal network. I know you got Facebook, you got Twitter, you probably got LinkedIn, and whatever else, right? We need your email blasts and everything else. We need you to make sure that everybody that you know understands the difficulties that we're in right now, which is really compounded by a multiple set of circumstances. And as I said when I opened up the broadcast a bit earlier, and there are certainly problems at this radio station, and problems that ultimately we are all a part of in terms of it being a public broadcasting station that survives on public donations. It is simply one of those things where, in terms of those grievances, which, as I said, there's some of those grievances that I agree with. Some I don't. But I mean, the fact matter is that we got plenty enough grievances to go around, okay? However, the building is on fire, okay? And since the building is on fire, we're going to save that fight for another day, okay? So ultimately what we need you to do, as I say, to let it go for a minute, let's take care of what we're going to take care of, and then let's pick up the good fight and do what we have to do. Again, for those of you listening, 516-620-3602 is the number to call, 516-620-3602. Certainly a combination of circumstances, a part of this particular situation of WBI and the transmitter rent, dire circumstances as a result of economic collapse that is at least a couple of years old now, almost administration old, literally. Devastation from Hurricane Sandy, which forced WBI to leave the downtown location and to move to the temporary administrative quarters and broadcast studios that we're in now at WHCR, which I, again, just thank the staff and management here for their generosity, their kindness, and certainly their hospitality. You know, we've been made to feel very welcome, and it is certainly in this case a shelter from the rain, so to speak. Our thanks go out to them. And also to those of you who've been participating in the fund drive and now obviously are being hit with this situation, which all of us are being hit with in terms of the dynamics of what this means, because it does certainly endanger the future of WBAI. We already needed funds to establish WBAI in a new and permanent location, and today your contribution is going to go specifically to the fund set up for listeners to prevent WBAI radio from going into a complete shutdown. You can help us to meet the rising and accumulated costs for our transmitter at the Empire State Building, and you can assure them that WBAI will continue to be on the air. 516-620-3602. Please keep those calls coming. Manhattan, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, Long Island, Staten Island, New Jersey, and I gotta say across the country, because y'all coming in like that, right? We like that at WBAI.org, or give to, the number 2, WBAI.org. Again, give to WBAI.org. The station has suffered some major difficulties with Hurricane Sandy. As you know, the loss of revenue when the fall fund drive was curtailed because of the hurricane evacuation. Funds needed at that time to establish us in a new and permanent location, and now this, the transmitter situation, the transmitter rent situation, which has come up right now, and that ultimately does have to be dealt with, or the future of WBAI will be greatly jeopardized. Your calls can help prevent it from happening, and they already are. 516-620-3602. Again, 516-620-3602. That is the number to call. 516-620-3602. Any pledge is fine. $5 is okay. Okay, I want you to really get that. I know you might be saying, man, I can only do $5. You know, I can do $1. Okay, I can do 10. That's all I can do. You know, I feel funny doing it. No, don't feel funny. Make the contribution. We're feeling you, okay? So please, those contributions count. They mean everything. 516-620-3602. I was talking about the math a bit earlier and saying that when you start talking about, you know, hypothetically, let's just say 1,000 people per borough, you know, who make a donation, and you get 5,000 people, you know, donating $10. Do the math. Okay, 1,000 people per borough, 5 boroughs, you know, 1,000 people in each one. They do their little contribution, and man, it's like that. Boom. It can happen, and we are certainly in a position where we are seeing it take place now. Is this actually a mail? This is mail donations? Oh, we have mail donations as well, for those of you listening. Remember mail? Yeah. Y'all remember mail, right? Okay. WBAI Radio, attention, transmitter fund, Church Street Station, Box 7032. Again, that's WBAI Radio, attention, transmitter fund, Church Street Station, that's Church Street Station, Box 7032, New York, New York, 10008. Okay, 10008, and you can actually put transmitter fund in the memo section of that check. Okay, transmitter fund. Again, if you want to mail your donation, WBAI Radio, attention, transmitter fund, Church Street Station, Box 7032, New York, 10008. And again, inside of the box, you know, so you can actually have a memo for that, transmitter fund, you know, in the check memo section. All right, for those of you calling, we appreciate you so much. And for those of you, again, remember, no amount is too small to make a difference in this situation. 516-620-3602. 516-620-3602 is the number to call. And if you want to go online, again, go to give to, the number 2, give to WBAI.org. I'm Imhotep Gary Byrd. This is Radio GBE, the Global Black Experience and the Global Beat. We're going to move to Sweet Honey and the Rock, a tribute live jazz at Lincoln Center. This is disc 2, the second set on the disc, which we're going to actually begin with, which is, I think, an interesting set, and I want to play a bit of it. I didn't originally intend that. We're going to go to something actually originally scheduled, but I saw some of the tracks that were there, and I just said, I got to let y'all hear this. Sweet Honey turned out New Jersey Pack. I was telling you that one of my daughters made a great comment about it. She was like, Dad, this is so good. She was like flipped out, man, at New Jersey Pack. And everybody has who's seen them do this amazing set live, because not only did they record this live at Lincoln Center, they're doing these songs live really dedicated to Black History Month and Women's History Month. And they start off with an intro to Freedom Suite, and then they go into Old Freedom and several other songs that really essentially are in spirit, certainly, of the movement. I'm on my way to Freedom Land, and etc. So we'll give you the chance to take a listen to some of that tonight, thanks to your pledges. Again, 516-620-3602, 516-620-3602. And let's have Gary Byrd's Radio GBE, the Global Black Experience meets the Global Beat Experience, where the message is in the music, right here on WBAI. Keep those calls coming in, 516-620-3602, and call somebody else and shame them. Say, you didn't make your pledge yet. What's up? Okay, come on now. You better call Imhotep right now. And if you want to do it online, again, go to WBAI, the number 2. Excuse me, what is that again? Help W, what is it? Give W, that's right, give help, you okay? Give WBAI, give the number 2, WBAI.org. That's give to the number 2, WBAI.org. Here's Sweet Honey and the Rock, again from a tribute live jazz at Lincoln Center for Women's History Month in tonight's Radio GBE.
Look pretty good too. Yes, you do. Thanks for coming to the party. We're gonna do a medley of songs. Odetta had favorite songs that she would put into a medley, and most of them had to do with freedom. So we're gonna call this the Freedom Suite. And she would not want you to sit back and listen. We learned that from her. So we want you to join in. Now, most of you will know these songs, but if you don't, learn them, please, because I have a feeling we're going to need them shortly. We need to know. Oh, freedom. Well, now. Oh, freedom. Oh, and before I'll be a slave,
Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound.
Ain't no hatred in that land.
Ain't no hatred in that land. Well, there ain't no hatred in that land. There ain't no hatred in that land where I'm bound. Well, there ain't no hatred in that land. Ain't no hatred in that land. Ain't no hatred in that land where I'm bound.
Nothing but freedom in that land.
Nothing but freedom in that land. Nothing but freedom in that land. Well, nothing but freedom in that land where I'm bound. Nothing but freedom in that land. Well, nothing but freedom in that land. Nothing but freedom in that land where I'm bound.
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
Freedom land.
Freedom land.
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
Freedom land.
Freedom land.
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
Freedom land.
Freedom land. I'm on my way. Great God, I'm on my way.
I asked my sister.
I asked my sister.
Go with me.
Come go with me.
I asked my sister.
I asked my sister.
Go with me.
Come go with me.
I asked my sister.
I asked my sister. Come go with me. I'm on my way. Great God, I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
Freedom land.
Freedom land.
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
Freedom land.
Freedom land.
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
Freedom land.
Freedom land. I'm on my way. Great God,
Oh yeah, Sweet Honey in the Rock. Taken from Sweet Honey in the Rock, tribute live jazz at Lincoln Center tonight in Radio GBE at 99.5 FM WBAI. Man, that's in the pocket, bro, I'll tell you. For tonight, in our program, we are thanking you so much for your support to the WBAI Transmitter Fund this evening. We are in a position right now where we have to meet the costs of transmitting from the Empire State Building, and there are some problems and ultimately some issues that ultimately put us in a position where we have to raise these funds and raise them now. And we are on our way thanks to you and your support at 516-620-3602. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Brooklyn, the Bronx, everywhere really around the country. Different folks who are calling in. We certainly do appreciate it. Let me thank tonight also Stanley, who joins us this evening from out of New Jersey. Stanley, thank you so much for your pledge this evening. Also thanks to, I think this is Tanara. Tanara, thank you for your pledge this evening from Newark. More than appreciated. And also to Sister Renee. Wow, Renee coming through big time. And all of it really, again, like I said, no pledge is too small. So whatever your numbers are, I'm not even reading the numbers at this point because ultimately, whatever you are pledging, we know it's from the bottom of your spirit and from inside your heart. And so it means everything to us and it means everything to the effort that we're making right here tonight. 516-620-3602 is the number to call. That's 516-620-3602. Thank you, thank you, thank you for those pledges. Please keep them coming in. 516-620-3602. As I indicated a few days ago, we were looking at what certainly appeared to be a rather impossible situation and set of circumstances, but because of you, you've kept the funds coming in, and as a result, we are closing in, and the goal can and will be achieved thanks to you. But it's only through your support that we can help prevent WBAI Radio from going into a complete shutdown in this situation. So in addition to those of you who have actually called in to make make your pledges, call a friend. Call family. Let them know, yo, you need to call the station. You okay? You got to make this call. Make a pledge. Again, $5, $10, $25, $50. Okay, you want to go up higher? Yo, I'm not going to tell you not to, okay? As they say, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at either one. I'm not mad at the $10 pledge. I'm not mad at the $100 pledge. I'm not mad at the $1,000 pledge. I'm happy for every dime that you're able to donate. Again, 516-620-3602 is the number to call. Or if you want to go online, give to the number 2 WBAI.org. It's Women's History Month, and because it is, obviously we have been giving you the chance to hear some amazing music from Sweet Honey and the Rock. But I would really, I just have to say that I have to do something right now on the air that ultimately just deserves to be done for Women's History Month, and because of what I think was just such an amazing moment that took place at the Oscars. I'm not really like an Oscars kind of person in terms of, sitting through the Oscars or anything, like that. But ultimately, I have to give acknowledgement to an amazing moment that took place in the Oscars, and give you just a very quick background. For the last couple of months, I've been actually reviewing the performances of Shirley Bassey. Right? Now, I didn't know Shirley Bassey was going to be appearing at the Oscars, right? I had no idea at all. It was just one of those things. For some reason, I just had, Shirley Bassey, the voice and all that in my mind. So I've been looking at not just listening to the recorded performances online, but actually listening to many of her performances, which essentially are performances that she has done live. And Shirley Bassey is really one of the most incredible live performers you have ever seen in your life. I mean, the voice is just astounding. And so when I heard she was going to appear at the Academy Awards, I had some idea of what people were going to be in store for. And man, she did not disappoint. She blew the whole place away. What was so great about it was Shirley Bassey is 76 years old. Did you hear what I said? Now, she's been singing Goldfinger for 50 years. Now, y'all know how Goldfinger has those notes in it and all of that, where she's got to hold this, gold. I think she said when she did it originally, she said she was about to turn blue in the face. Literally, they had, John Bassey had her, not Bassey, John Barry, yeah. I'm saying Bassey. John Barry, Shirley Bassey. John Barry had her in the studio with the orchestra. The orchestra's there. She's not singing to like a track or some recording stuff or anything. This is the whole live orchestra. And he's got her holding this note, looking at the visuals of the movie and all that. And ultimately, she said she held that note. She said she almost passed out, right? But Shirley Bassey been singing that song for 50 years. And I'm telling you, if you go back through those performances, she has mastered. I mean, she's a master to begin with. But to see her doing it at 76, I mean, you just can't give anything but acknowledgement and praise. That's why during Women's History Month, I had to do this inside of Radio GBE at 99.5 FM WBAI, and just say once again, bravo, Shirley Bassey. 76, who at the Academy Awards simply tore the house down. Standing ovation. In fact, as I said, she had the whole Hollywood throng standing up. This particular performance is actually taken from a salute to John Barry that actually occurred in England. And again, as I've seen pretty much most of her Goldfinger and performances of her things over the internet, because I've been basically studying her vocals for other purposes. But there's a place where I just cannot say enough about how just happy I was for her, and certainly not unexpectedly, seeing what she did, but just the amazing way in which she's taken care of her instrument. The applause is still going on. This is the applause for the same songs that she just sang that you're hearing in the background. That's essentially what she's been doing for 50 years, okay? So what people saw at the Academy Awards is really something that's been happening and building literally year after year after year after year. And obviously she has a much bigger repertoire, including 3 James Bond songs. She's the only person ever to sing 3 James Bond songs on the soundtrack, for that particular movie franchise, which is one of the most successful in modern history. So again, for those of you who are listening over in the UK, let Shirley know Imhotep is sending out big love, big energy, okay, to her, and looking forward one day to having a chance to sit her down and do an interview. She is the most successful recording artist, by the way, in the history of England, okay? Millions and millions and millions of records sold, and still going strong at 76. Man, I'm telling you, as I say, she's my shero. No question about it. Anyway, good evening to you all, and welcome to our broadcast. And speaking of sheroes, excited tonight to have the opportunity of talking about an amazing event that's going to be taking place. The New York branches of the Association for the Study of African American Life and History are inviting you to listen at this 61 minutes with Harriet Tubman at the St. Philip's Episcopal Church at West 134th Street in the village of Harlem, starring Teresa Bowman as Harriet Tubman, and being interviewed by a brother who is one of my compatriots from the Amsterdam News. Here to talk with us about it tonight is our sister Bessie Jackson from the New York branch of the Association for the Study of African American Life and History. Welcome, Sister Bessie. We have you actually on our cell phone tonight because we have no in-phone studio. I don't even want to try to explain to you what we're going through, but our studio is in a state of complete destruction. But we wanted to make sure that we got you on the air. Welcome and happy Women's History Month to you.
Well, thank you so much. Certainly, I'm very happy about this event that's coming up. However, I want to make one correction.
Sure, go right ahead.
Yes, we are not going to have Teresa Bowman as Harriet Tubman. We're going to have Valencia Wilson.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Valencia Wilson. Teresa won't be able to make it, but Valencia Wilson will. And yes, and of course you've given the time, which will be 3 p.m. tomorrow at the St. Episcopal Church. And as you said, in the village of Harlem.
And I mentioned, Bessie, that you have my compatriot from the New York Amsterdam News, young Josh Barker. Tell our listeners how that's going to work with Josh interviewing Harriet Tubman.
Well, I'm sure it'd be beautiful. We're very pleased to have him. So we're looking forward to it.
Yes.
What we are really going to do is just bring, just open up to let people know that tomorrow will be officially Harriet Tubman Day in New York State.
That's right.
Yes, that is an official day to celebrate Harriet Tubman Day in New York State. There are many people who don't know that.
That's right.
Yeah, but that was signed into law in 2003. Yes, by the governor, who was at that time Governor Pataki.
Yes.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, it happened in 2003. But we want to make sure that from now on, we don't just know it, but we do something about it.
That's right, Sister Bessie. I think that's absolutely right. And isn't that very much in the spirit of the founder of the organization, of the Association for the Study of African American Life and History?
Yes, Carter Woodson.
That's right.
Yes. You see, our organization is really not so much an entertaining organization as it is a teaching organization.
That's right.
Yes. So that's what we're doing. We will be teaching about Harriet Tubman. Now, most people know a lot about Harriet Tubman, but no matter how much you know, it seems that there is still more. Since it is Women's History Month, we're going to talk about Harriet Tubman on tomorrow, and the reason why it's going to happen tomorrow is because it will be 100 years since Harriet Tubman's death, since she passed away.
Wow. That is so important, and I think what you're saying in relationship to not just what will be taking place on that day, but for us to recognize that there's a place where we celebrate and also recognize the contribution that Harriet Tubman represents, and do it on a regular level, not forgetting about it or just saying we acknowledge the day. No, I hear what you're saying, and it's extremely important, extremely important. Let's do this also, Sister Bessie. Let's give a telephone number for people to get in touch with, not only for this event, but also to find out more about your organization as well.
All right, they may call 718-994-4149. Now, that's the number in the Bronx. If you live in Manhattan and you want to call someone in Manhattan, it's 212-368-6218. Or if you live in Westchester and you need to talk to someone there, it's 914-271-2562.
Great. Sister Bessie, I want to thank you, and certainly at the same time just send out our congratulations to you and the organization, and let you know that certainly we are here for you, and look forward to obviously working closely with you in the days ahead as we make this celebration of Harriet Tubman something that all of our brothers and sisters, not in the city but across the country, are aware of, and really, frankly, around the world, because she certainly deserves it, especially if we're going to celebrate Women's History Month.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for having us.
Appreciate you. Take care of yourself.
All right, you too.
She is, again, Bessie M. Jackson, joining us in the broadcast tonight from the New York branches for the Association for the Study of African American Life and History. 61 Minutes with Harriet Tubman of the St. Philip's Episcopal Church at 204 West 134th Street in the village of Harlem, Sunday, March 10th, 3 p.m. You'll have a chance to see my brother Josh Barker doing his interview with Harriet Tubman and keeping the spirit alive for Women's History Month and in the spirit of Black History Month. We'll stand by. The Liquid Sound Lounge is coming up next. Keep those phones ringing at 516-620-3602. That's 516-620-3602. Again, no pledge is too small for us. We just appreciate all of what you're doing today. Pledges of $5, $10, $25, $50, $100, $250, whatever it is, we appreciate it from wherever you are. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, around the country. Again, you can do it at give2WBAI.org. Stand by. There's more to come tonight. Keep WBAI on the air with your pledges, and once you've pledged, make sure somebody else does too. Key to tomorrow is what we do today, the decision to work or whether to play. Both have their place in human life stream. Only one will achieve your dream. Remember that life is the ultimate trip once you learn to experience it, because in the end, experience is the best teacher. More to come. Keep it all set right here. It is WBAI 99.5 FM.
Fight to save